Anyway, back to the expo. So, yeah, I think the interesting culture that you have at the moment is like you said, the spend. How much access to people online if you spend that versus in person?
Mm.
So I'm in a weird spot at the moment because it's like take my week out of it. Really successful event for us.
Of course.
Had 100 opt-ins. We got 100 pieces of content out to people. I think we had 22 booking calls. So that means that there's 70 odd that just got resources, which is awesome. But I think our attendance rate is like,
of course,
25%.
Yeah, and that was always going to be the case.
Yeah, I was like 50. I'll accept 50.
Yeah.
But yesterday it was like none from 4.
Yeah, I think the further away from the day as well, the harder that was always going to be.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got another 6 on Monday. So pray for me, guys.
We'll get another 0. So
I'll just plan work that day.
Yeah.
So I think I would do that differently in the future. I think the way we would structure it is just like everyone gets a thing. Like here's a workshop, here's a piece of content, here's a thing, and then some way to like
follow up on it,
screen them and be like, you are the right fit for what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Because on paper, the event itself, definitely worth it. Me taking basically a week out of the business to make...
Good week to take out of it, but you don't want, like, what if it wasn't?
Yeah.
Then you're fucked.
And then you kind of get into this thought of 4 of us there for 2 days. What would we do with 16 hours and 4 people?
Of course.
Not there.
Yeah.
Could you generate the same amount of...
Absolutely.
Engagement, outcome, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. The engagement part of it was pretty impactful instantly. So that was like a good part of it. But yeah, you just got to... You have to throw out all of the options and go, well, how's our time and money best spent to get the best return? Yeah, which is why we do this.
It was so interesting, like, to see. I didn't actually see him all weekend. The booth was empty every time I walked past it. But there was that guy that was he was a coach.
Yeah.
With his branding up, double booth. Like,
I think he obviously was sponsored by a supplement company. I think they just come in for a little bit because I saw them there.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I looked at that too and I was like, man, like...
That would have been 10, 15...
But I guess like maybe someone like that has a couple 100,000 followers and he's got like a training app.
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought. And I was like, but even then I'm like, running the math on...
To make 10 grand back.
Like, would you not have been better off just spending that somewhere else? But then I thought maybe the supplement company paid for him to come.
Yeah.
And they did the half of the booth and it just looked like it was his.
Yeah.
Because I did think about that too. I was like, this doesn't make sense. And I'm like, it does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you listen to like, so one of the only very few bits of knowledge you get out of the Real Bodybuilding podcast is even like when they fly bodybuilders to shows and pay for their accommodation.
Yeah.
Not ones that are just guest speaking, like people to compete.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, this is how it happens. This is the game, right?
Yeah.
So the supplement companies are, getting people to be where they want them to be.
Yeah, well, think like if they had, I was saying before, like the names that used to walk around at the Arnold were like, fuck, I just walked past Jay Cutler. I just walked past whatever.
They had BPAC and Cedric McMillan there, wasn't
there? Yeah. Well, so it's worth, I think that year they had everyone.
And Brandon Curry was there, I think, too.
Yeah.
That was a good year.
That's worth, for a lot of people, that's worth paying your ticket.
How much was the ticket? Because everyone kept asking me. I was like, I bought an expensive one.
Yeah, maybe
we got an exhibitor
$50 or something. I don't know. Oh, for the weekend?
Well,
don't know.
Yeah, because I'm idea. Someone kept like a few people asked me like how much the ticket was.
Yeah. Probably something we should know.
Because it'd be interested to know. Because from that perspective, I don't know if it was worth it or not to go.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's like, I don't know.
What would you have paid?
I would have paid probably $50.
Yeah. I think any more than that.
Well, $50 is like an adult fucking dollar. So
yeah, it's like on the movies these days.
It's probably like $50. I don't know. Yeah. I'll find the price. Just say something.
Say the things and entertain the people. But I think the biggest standout reward is just going to be the connections that we made.
Yeah. Well, it was $30 a day, $50 for the weekend, which I would pay for that. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, we always talk about the the difference between like luck and opportunity, and like finding yourself in these situations and these opportunities. They're not just really like, it's not luck. It's because you're putting yourself in the situation first, and then the planets align, and you're like, oh, you have something we need, we have something you need. Like, let's talk. So, and we've talked a lot about sometimes we don't go to things that, because the core product or the core service is not what we need / want, but then it's like, oh, it'd be good just to go because there's 200 300 coaches in the room, and whoever else is there. So sometimes it's like, it's so hard to get definitive like
return on
investment is meant this for us, because in 2-3 weeks time it could be,
hey, I just did your programming.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or the next workshop sold out or whatever.
Yeah.
The podcast numbers go up, or who knows.
Yeah.
So hard to quantify.
Yeah, and or it's even that simple conversation with the Aus Active gentleman, and then which we probably would never have spoken about again.
Of course.
Because before that I was like, it's too hard.
It's hard, don't. Yeah.
And he's like, it's not that hard. And then it's like, well, if we do that, does that?
And then we were like, oh yeah, everyone says everything that we do is hard,
and we still do it,
and it's not.
And even if it is hard, we still do it.
Yeah.
So that like, and does that build traction?
Yeah, I did have obviously a call with a franchise this week too, which is a big deal.
Absolutely.
So those are worth it. So I think I would just do it differently. I'm just tired and salty because I did calls.
Yeah, because you booked time and people didn't come.
Yeah. So I think
sucks.
if we did it another way, where it was like, we'll reach out to you during the week, and you can ghost me then. Before I book you in, before I book 12 hours of calls and no one comes, like, not no one, but like,
I reckon next time we just do an inventory of like, so they don't get their stuff on the day, and they put all their contact details in and what they won, and then we contact them to give them their price
during the week,
and then they get a screening of like, and then we go, cool, maybe you should think about this as well.
Yeah, I've already...
Of course.
I've designed it.
Of course.
I think 2 a.m. I was annoyed.
It's fine.
Yeah, do the scorecard, send you the prize, off you go.
Yep.
Yeah, and then there'll be screening stuff in there.
Yep.
See if you're a good fit for us or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's like a lot of people that we would have helped this week too, like doing the biz audit calls. Like I spoke to a couple of people that were like, returning to industry. One girl was 4 weeks in. Like, that, I know that conversation for both of those people will make them an extra $5,000 a week. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, so it's still impactful what we were able to achieve. Yeah, and just even like catch up with some people that we haven't seen for ages, and it was good to be in amongst it again.
Yeah, even just like branding wise, it was good.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
Yeah, and lots of people were really impressed we went, which is cool. Yeah. It's I don't know.
It's hard to put a price on that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hard to put. Yeah. Because then it's next time, maybe it's like, why didn't you go? Because you should be there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it's like, oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So we'll do it better next time if we do it.
I'm excited to do a cool booth after the first experience. Like, now we know, this is what.
Yeah. Because there's more time to prepare to.
Yeah, we just didn't get information though. It was just like,
it's hard to work out.
You pay this company and they do stuff.
Yeah, I didn't.
And then that was like no more information. And we got there on Friday, Jess and I walked to this booth that had like really cool sign and our like desk and stuff, and everything was black and looked really good. It was just like plain white walls. I'm like, oh no. What are we gonna do? So I basically turned flyers that we were gonna have and result Instagram posts into posters, and then basically wrestled with Officeworks. Yeah, on my phone at a restaurant. Wrestled with Officeworks to get them ready in time, and we had them up, and it looked good, but it just wasn't. We weren't clear enough into what was actually going on, which was kind of the goal. Like, we wanted to have conversations. We didn't want people to just like read the sign. But next time will be
better.
Yeah, podcast. I think podcast drive more than product drive. Just bring people into come and
Yeah,
join me.
give them something. I think handing people stuff is good too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even like a small little card with like
Yeah.
one side's like,
QRs
are
and
you a
stuff on
PT?
Yeah.
QR codes for that. Are you a lifter?
Yeah.
And it's like you just hit the QR code and it's like, here's the podcast, here's the website, here's the this, here's the that.
Yeah. I wonder if next time we could do a dual booth, hey, in one space.
Yeah. Hard messaging wise to get real clear.
Yeah. It's like, are you a personal trainer? No. Here's the fit card. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah.
Because it just was like, what do we say now? When they said no, it was like, we have this whole other business that you're probably interested in.
Yeah. I think, as long as we have, I think if we have something to give them, just, we can go, we'll take that, have
Go
a read.
look at this. Yeah.
Get on there and look at some free resources and.
Yeah.
Because we could just make stuff for that expo weekend and give them access to it, and they just scan the QR code and they all could get it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and then so maybe we do that.
Win 8 weeks free coaching. Something.
Yeah, like a competition obviously goes a long way to get contact lists and stuff. So I'm sure we could come up with something.
Yeah,
we were just first time trying to work it out.
Yeah, it was really.
Which I think we did good for a first time.
100%. Yeah, just the amount of opt-ins. Like I think we got 62 from in-house.
Yeah,
and the rest were online. So that was cool.